Welcome. I'm Brittany Freakin Chavez. I'm a keeper of the sacred calendar, and I am going live today to offer guidance on the Lion's Gate portal. Happy 8/8, everybody. I hope you're all soaking in these wonderful energies. I want to take a minute to share my gratitude, my appreciation to everybody who has been kind to me, who has been checking in on me. I have been sick, but I am feeling a lot better. So I'm glad to be doing readings today. We will be doing life path readings, which are really in depth. We look at your body, we look at your mind, we look at your emotions, we look at your spirit, and we also look at what energies might be ruling your experience at the moment. So these life path readings are really super wonderful readings for anybody who might be feeling stuck or who needs some sort of awareness of what to do next. So I felt like this was a good time to start giving this guidance, these life path readings, with all the changing energy. Now, of course, the Lionsgate portal. This happens every year on 8/8, August 8th, and the stars, the Sirius stars, are in alignment with the Earth, and so that gives us the opportunity to have uh, uploads, downloads, upgrades in energy and in consciousness. I have been talking about the changing energy. I send out videos every 2 weeks to keep people updated. And right now we're in this kind of energy and time period of figuring out what culture means to us. So I expect that the Lionsgate portal is bringing us lots of lessons, and this will be a really foundational moment for us in time. When we look back, we will see August of like 2021 as a time when things started to shift for the better for us. So today is a day of laying down roots. If you want to do some sort of ritual or hold ceremony for this day, that would be really wonderful. But don't feel obligated, of course. Do as you must and go with your intuition. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the readings, and of course the life path readings. Hi, Crystal. I'm feeling a little bit better. I mixed all the cards up. The life path readings are 5 different cards, and they consist of the Tonal and the Nagwal cards. And the Nagwal cards are cards that talk about everyday life. There are actually 20 of them. They're the signs of the calendar. So if you guys have had birth chart readings with me, you'll know some of these signs. And then there are, I think there's 13 of these signs, and 9 of these cards, the Nagwal cards, are the Lord of the Nights, all of them. And then there's some extra added deities in there as well. Extra added deities, for goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read for DARLA first, a life path reading for DARLA. And I'm going to flip over so that you can see all of the cards. Very good. So DARLA, you get the Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, as your ruling energy. We're going to look at DARLA's body, DARLA's mind, DARLA's emotions, and DARLA's spirit. So, and anybody else who's joining in on the reading, if you would like a free 1-card reading after I finish with this life path reading, I would love to offer that life or that guidance to you as well. And anybody watching who would like one of these in-depth life path readings, feel free to see if we can. There we go. Feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal. But let's get started for DARLA, right? So the ruling energy for your life right now, DARLA, for your experience right now, is Quetzalcoatl. And remember, Quetzalcoatl is like probably one of the only, I feel like, Mesoamerican deities that like everybody recognizes. It's the feathered serpent. And so a lot of people think they know what it means, and they kind of get ahead of themselves. I want to take this time to explain that like the Mesoamerican religion is really fascinating, and they're actually a messianic religion. So they believe that Quetzalcoatl is actually, it's a deity, an energy, but it's also a messiah, like an avatar, like an actual person who incarnated as Quetzalcoatl. And this person kind of like gave prophecies and died and then was resurrected in the same way that Jesus was, and so many other messianic religions. So Quetzalcoatl is the avatar of the divine, the avatar of Christ consciousness, if you will. And so when Quetzalcoatl is the ruling energy of your life or your experience, it means that now is the time to really ascend and transcend your more human problems, I guess I would say, and to look at the big picture and to assume that that version of Christ consciousness, that consciousness that is 100% love, that is 100% from the stars of Sirius, if you ask me, and is also a wonderful message of being able to integrate all of our good parts, all of the parts that we like about ourselves, but also the parts that we don't like so much. So this talks about integrating, the shadow, and doing your shadow work as well. So when this card comes into your experience as the ruling energy, I think it's important to realize that you have done a lot, that you've come so far, but also to understand that we're going to be going through this continual process of integration to become like the feathered serpent. So the feathered serpent is the combination of a bird and a snake. So it's like two things that totally don't go together, right? You would never see like a weird chimera, like a snake bird thing. That doesn't happen. Like a snake is something that crawls on the ground. A snake represents our insides, our inner consciousness, and those shadow selves, those shadow parts that we hide from ourselves and from others. While the bird represents somebody who is able to soar with freedom. So Quetzalcoatl has been able to integrate both of those sides. Hi, Anna. I love that you commented. Thank you so much. I'll get you a one card reading when I'm finished with Darla's reading. And hi, Jordan. I will do a card for you as well. So let's go ahead and we'll move forward. I've talked enough about Quetzalcoatl, but we're going to go ahead and we'll look at Darla's body right now. So in the body, Darla got the Tochli rabbit. So that's a message that I feel like it's a message that you're doing a little bit too much right now. The rabbit is kind of this animal that like never stops moving. Their noses are always wiggling. They're always hopping around and doing like wild things. And so I really feel like the rabbit is indicating that in your body, Darla, you need a little bit more rest and rejuvenation, a little bit more balance at the moment. And don't get mad at yourself for taking time for rest and for taking time for balance. I feel like we live in this capitalist society where a lot of us are very we feel guilty when we rest and when we take care of ourselves. It's actually terrible if you ask me. And especially if you're sick or if you're going through anything emotionally, like you really should take time to rest. So the rabbit acts as a divine avatar that asks you, or rather gives you permission to take rest. And then you're not resting if you're always beating up on yourself when you rest. So if you take a nap and then you feel guilty about it and you're like, oh, I could have done all this other stuff. Like it totally negates the energy and the point of you actually taking a nap. So whatever you need to do for rest, the rabbit encourages that now is the time for more rest. Anybody who does get a life path reading from me, if you would like a PDF write-up of what these cards mean, feel free to private message me and I can get these for you as well later. But moving on into Darla's mind, Darla got Olin movement in the mind. And so Olin movement is this message of everything is consistently changing. Like that is the only thing that we can know for certain. Everything changes. My father-in-law is this like old, like 100-year-old Mexican man. He's not that old, but he seems like it sometimes. And he cracks me up. What he says is that the only thing in life that you can count on are death and taxes. And if you're not paying bills, then you're not really alive. And so my Mexican father-in-law has, I feel like, integrated this sense of divine movement. I do apologize. I'm still coughing, popping cough drops and all that other stuff. my Mexican father-in-law has integrated this message of divine movement into his life. And he is, I feel like he embodies all of the messages of the calendar. And he's a Christian person, so he doesn't even really follow any of that stuff. So I think it's really wonderful that that wisdom and that knowledge is inside of his blood. I apologize. Oh, goodness. So when Olin movement comes up in the mind, It means that there's a lot of movement in the mind. In other words, there's too much going on. So this is another card that indicates a need for rest, especially in the mind, especially in the thoughts. So it seems like to me, and I don't know, I haven't talked to Darla in a minute, but it seems to me that there's a lot going on in your life and there's a lot of movement. So you're probably feeling the opposite of stagnation. So, like, remember, we go through different cycles and different time periods in life. And I feel like sometimes things are more free flowing and things we have more movement in our life. And then other times we feel really stuck, we feel really stagnant, and we feel like we just like we can't motivate ourselves to do things. But right now, darling, you're in a period where it feels like energy is just moving to you very freely. So um, you have two options here, definitely. You can either kind of try to go with all of this flow. You can try to get a lot done. You can try to be productive, start new streams of business and revenue, or you can take time to rest. I never think that there's a right answer. When I give people advice, like I don't expect you to just listen to me for certain. I feel like you could go either way, honestly. Like if you're in this period where everything is rushing up to meet you, things are going to happen for you and things are going to click into place and move and shift with or without your help, and with or without you really doing anything about it, honestly. But some people find it best that when energy is moving, they feel more productive and they want to get a lot done as well. I would suggest rest your body 100% because you've got that totally rabbit, in the body quadrant. But looking in the mind quadrant, I mean, with all the movement, that means that things are moving for you. It doesn't necessarily indicate rest. Rather, it indicates that you might even need to introduce more movement into your life. So, one of the things that you might want to do is add more mental stimulation into your existence. So, doing things like reading a new book, finding a new person to listen to, like a new podcast, or somebody on YouTube or something like that. But a lot of times, all in movement in the mind means things are moving and changing for you. So you need to grow to accept that change um, and to listen to that change and to accept it and to move forward with that new energy and with that new stimulation in your mind. So instead of having a lot of thoughts rushing to you and feeling like you're very stagnant, you don't know how to move forward with all these rushing thoughts and all these rushing energies. Instead of doing that, what you can do is you can search for outside sources of alignment, search for outside sources of inspiration. And as you do that, as you search for that new inspiration, it'll be much easier to integrate all these cosmic downloads and all these things all these things that are coming up for you now in terms of where you're at in life, where you're at in this experience, and how you're going to move forward. Your emotions card is the Malinali herb. So that's really cool. Today is actually number 10, Malinali. So you got one of the day signs actually in your reading. So I feel like this is an extra powerful message. Malinali is always a message of sobriety. So when you're talking about sobriety, especially in the emotions, this means that you're not supposed to right now, just for today, you're not supposed to let your emotions get the best of you. I know it's a new moon tonight. I know there's a lot going on in terms of energy and attention and all of that. And I feel like some people are struggling with their emotions right now. I feel like people are getting like realizations, people are getting upgrades, people are getting downloads, people are doing meditation and getting messages. And so sometimes it brings up trauma, sometimes it brings up old emotions, sometimes it brings up stagnant emotions. And those emotions have the power to rise up like a wave almost and to overtake you if you let them. So Malinali is this message of good sobriety, not just in terms of keeping your body sober, but also keeping your emotions and your energy sober. So with your relationships, especially with your, I would say with your family relationships, and if you have a partner as well, or if you're looking to have a partner, make sure that you listen to them for their energy, for their spirits, and not necessarily for what they're saying to you, and don't listen to their emotions essentially, and don't allow yourself to be intoxicated by those emotions, because that would be detrimental for you right now. Because like we said, in the body you have a lot going on and moving, in the mind you've got a lot going on moving, in the emotions you're being called to take sobriety. So this body mind stuff, this can be really overwhelming. And I strongly feel like with Quetzalcoatl as your ruling energy, that this is also a message of divine integration. So this is a message that now is the time to integrate all of these messages and to think deeply about what balance in your life might look like, or what balance means to you. The last card, and I think that this one is probably one of the most important. You got Makishli. You got Makishli, death, for your spirit card, right? And in this card, you see this person. It's actually the deity of death, and they're sitting on this throne, and they have their hand outstretched as if to bless the other humans in all of our experience. And so, Makishli, death, when this comes up in the spirit, this means more change, my friend. This means more transformation. So if you're specifically seeking guidance for the Lionsgate portal and you hit the Makishli death sign, like, this is actually really good for you, really good, because it means that everything that you're working to change right now, everything that you're working to put into motion right now, all of the deep roots and foundations that you're working to lie for your life, to change your life, to make it better and to make it different, these things are going to happen. And a lot of times when you call for change in your life, you don't realize how much change you actually get. So I feel like sometimes you bite off more than you can chew when you ask for change. You're like, yes, I'm committed. I'm going to do the rituals. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the shadow work, and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to make things totally different than what they are right now. And then we start getting all this change energy, and things start flipping upside down. Like, we lose our jobs. We get different jobs. We get into weird things break down, appliances break down, friends leave us, partners leave us, our kids get mad at us. Like, all of these things start to happen. But this is the energy of change that you asked for. Like, just remember that when things start to change in your life, you can't get angry if you ask for that change, because change comes in a variety of different ways. And so a job being taken from you, or a partner being taken from you, or even a friend being taken from you, don't look at it as something that you're losing. Look at it as the ability to transcend and to move and to change and to transmute all of the experiences and things that are going on right now. So in other words, with the Makishli death card, just know that things are changing, and big moves, big energy is on the way for you. But you might not like the way it looks at first, because we don't have the power to simply, like, go out and to change our lives in an instant. Like, you can't go out tomorrow and get $10 million and the dream job of your life and the house that you want and the car that you want and the partner you want. You can't do it all in one day. In fact, we don't even know what the first step is oftentimes when we ask for change. So when life starts changing things for you, don't get scared, don't get upset, don't get afraid. Understand that change works in mysterious ways. The universe works in mysterious ways. And sometimes that initial loss that you feel, or that initial, what the heck is going on here? I lost a lot of stuff. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of connections. That initial change is the first step into changing your life, into making your life a different existence. And I hope that is helpful, Darla. I'm going to read the chat. Thank you all for bearing with me. And like I said, I'm sorry. I still have a bit of a cough. But I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull a 1-card reading for Anna, then Jordan, then Kaitlin, then Pinky. Anybody else who is watching the stream, I really appreciate when you guys share the streams. That's super helpful for me. And I'm going to put these cards away, and then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for Anna. So we're going to pull just a 1-card guidance for you, Anna. And anybody else who is wanting a life path reading, one of those really in-depth readings I just did for Darla, feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal, and I would love to do those readings for you. But let's go ahead and shuffle these real good for you, Anna. Let's see. So Anna, you got Sazaltiotl, and that is the goddess of, well, in this deck they say it's a goddess of sex. Really, it's more than that. She's like this purification goddess. She's like a goddess of childbirth. She's like a deep wisdom goddess, especially with like a lot of feminine properties and a lot of feminine potential. So when this goddess comes up into your experience, Anna, this is definitely a message that now is the time that you have the ability to change things and to make things a lot different for yourself and for your life. Now is the time. Now is the time. Like, a lot of times we wait, we worry, we don't know what the next step is. We don't even know what the first step is, and that can cause some negative energy in our experience if we just don't know what to do next. So Testiel, the goddess of of childbirth, of purification, of feminine power, essentially, is telling you that now is the time to take up your power. So whatever you need to do to feel powerful, I encourage you to do that. Sometimes this is super silly, but like taking a sexy selfie, like nobody else has to see the selfie, right? They can if you want to share it, but you taking a nice picture of yourself can really like teach you that feminine power and teach you that that power that you have just in yourself and your being. Or like journaling about something that was really freaking hard that you did. Like you did something really hard, you accomplished it, you got through it, you lived through it, and then you're doing pretty okay right now. Like that is one way to claim your power back. Or simply meditating and getting in touch with who you are as a spirit. That can be really, really a powerful experience. And I do recommend everybody, we've got one more 8 o'clock hour in the Lionsgate 8/8 portal. So make sure at 8 o'clock tonight, whatever time zone you're in, that you take time to sit, to meditate, and to ask to receive messages and cosmic upgrades for the Lionsgate portal that we're all experiencing right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull for Jordan now. I'm going to shuffle. What did I just say? Mitakantikuli. So this is the Lord of Death, the Lord of the Dead, Jordan. So you just got a card that speaks of divine transformation. This is more than just like regular transformation. This is more than just like, oh, whatever, I'm going to stub my toe and something might happen. Rather, especially getting this card on this day, this is a message that you have stability and change and big energy coming to you right now. And this card is very similar to the other deck. This is a Nahuali animal deck. And you see a snake, which is a symbol of honesty and power on the ground. And there's a little totem or an altar, and death is literally hands reached out, spread towards the altar to encourage that change, to encourage that change in energy, and to encourage that revitalization of your life. So what I could say for you, Jordan, is I really feel like things are going to be changing for you. Really, really changing in really big ways. And so I am excited for you. And I hope that this card gave you a little bit of clarity, and that you have hopefully a little bit of confirmation that things are on the move for you. Things are changing. Things are changing. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll read for Kaitlin now. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle one more time. Oh, geez. Hi, I was talking and the microphone was muted. So, Kaitlin, you said that you were in a funk. You got the deer as the energy that surrounds you. This is definitely a message to you that things in terms of healing are definitely changing and moving around for you. Definitely changing and moving around for you. The deer is a symbol of wisdom and knowing and accountability and knowledge. So, what I feel like this message says, Kaitlin, is that you have all of the answers inside of you already, and you already know what it is that you're supposed to do and how to get yourself back into balance. You asked also a pretty sensitive question. I will not highlight that on the public chat, but in terms of that, I think that you really should evaluate, how are you feeling right now? Do you feel good with what the things that you're doing right now? Or do you think that now is the time to maybe change things up and see if you could be better? Could you be better by making a choice or by making a change? Either way, whatever you decide, whatever you choose, however you move forward out of the situation, the deer tells you you have all the wisdom, the knowledge, the power to make changes in your life. And I do want to, again, it's a Lionsgate portal today. I'll probably say that 15 more times on this stream, but also it's a new moon. So this is like endless potential for change right now. This is endless potential for change. So whatever it is that you're wanting to call into existence and change, I suggest that you write intentions out and do that change. Please do check out my Patreon. I've got a free message up for today. It talks about suggested rituals and things that you might try for the Lionsgate portal. And it also talks about different questions and different things that you can use for reflection to get yourself in a good energy and a headspace for the Lionsgate portal. So do check out the Patreon and look at that message 100%. But Kaitlin, sometimes we make big changes and we do it all at once. And sometimes we make tiny changes. So take that as you will. And I hope that that one is helpful, Kaitlin. Pinky, I was shuffling and the dove fell out for you. The dove fell out. So Pinky, in terms of the energy that surrounds you, the dove is really, I would say, big energy. The dove brings a lot of healing, like more than just like the wisdom healing of the deer. The dove brings like energetic healing, like upgrades, like your etheric body is going through something really big right now today. And so what I would definitely suggest is get out there in the sun. And you don't have to go like sunburn yourself. Don't be ridiculous, but get out there in the sun and take time to let those rays affect your etheric body. You just need a little bit of sun exposure. I would say, sunrise or sunset, that's the best time to get out there in the sun. But right now, your body has the ability to heal itself. And you don't ever heal yourself from your actual body, right? Your physical body, your cells don't just magically heal themselves. Like you put intention out there and your body, your intention, your process, your good food that you eat, the sunlight, the sleep that you get, the rest that you do, the meditation that you do, that is what helps to heal your body. So what I encourage you, Pinky, to do is to stop looking at your healing as this process that is more like mechanical. Like if I take this herb, I'm going to get better. If I take this medicine, I'm going to get better. Instead, take your healing to a next level and upgrade it to more of a spiritual understanding of what healing could look like or what healing could mean for you. And understand that you don't need to do anything to your physical body to receive healing. Like it's your etheric body, it's your energetic body, and that energy body works. And we don't have to do things to it. We don't have to do things to it. So go out, sit in the sun, do some meditation, but healing is on the way for you. Hey, Catina, I definitely have time to read for you. Jordan, I do not have another method except for PayPal, but if you click on PayPal, you can pay with a card instead. And Pinky says, yes, I have tons of energy and I sit in the backyard in the sun. That's perfect. Yep. And Pinky said they're a natural born healer. They don't really take medicine. Medicine's like anything else. It's a tool. Sometimes it's helpful, but sometimes it's best to rely on your own energy and etheric body. So let's go ahead and we'll read for Cameron now. And remember, you guys, I'm also doing those really in-depth life path readings. Those are 5-card readings that talk about the energy that surrounds you. And just send me some dollars on PayPal. Hey, Cameron, you got the alligator as the energy that surrounds you today. That is a message of karma, a message of karmic cycles. And I mean, for you, it could be also a message of change, a message of change. My friends, August is a very karmic month because it is the 8th month of the year. And 8 is a very karmic number. So if there was one day where we could access all of our karma more so than any other day of the year, it would definitely be the Lionsgate portal on the 8th day of the 8th month of the regular calendar. Cameron, what this says to me is that you have access to your karma right now. You can clear your karma today with much success. If you were to take a purification or an energy ritual, like I said, I wrote about that on Patreon today. Make sure you check out that message. But regardless, you have the ability right now to heal and to change your karma, to heal and change all of the energy that you've been kind of picking up and storing around, almost like like baggage. Your karma is sort of like baggage that you just keep carrying around everywhere. So like you have all this karma, this baggage, and you take it, you go to a new relationship, and you've got all this old karma with you. Or like you've got all this old karma and you want to manifest a new job. You don't clear the karma. So you take this big suitcase, like big baggage suitcase, into your next job. So a lot of people are really good manifestors, and they can't figure out why they always manifest really good situations for themselves, and then it all ends up bad in the end. I strongly believe that that's because people don't take time to do their own spiritual cleansing. So, Cameron, now is the time to do some cleansing, and I hope that's helpful. We're going to move on to Catina. Catina, you got the ant today for your general reading for the energy that surrounds you. This is a great card. I really like this energy. And I feel like it speaks to your strength. And I also feel like it speaks to your ability to have community ties. So just remember that that you're not an island. You are not just one person or one energy that's all alone by yourself in this world. There are like what 7 billion other people here experiencing with you at the same time as you are. So this is definitely a message that you need to tune into your people, tune into your community, tune into those people that make you feel loved and welcome and supported. I talk about this a lot on Patreon, but we are so distracted by modern life, by modern society, by social media, by our cell phones, by the endless pressures of jobs and parenting and relationships in our lives. We're so distracted, and we end up internalizing a lot of our struggles and a lot of our responsibilities, and we feel like we're the only person going through difficult times, or we're the only person going through identity crises, or we're the only person who has responsibility. And that is not true. We are all here together experiencing this life, and so we all should lean in together to experience together, so things are a little bit more easier. And this is indigenous mentality. This is cultural tribal mentality. This is different than what we have today, which is, I believe, a colonist mentality, where we have to do everything, we have to win everything, we have to claim it all by ourselves, and we cannot ask for help, and we cannot have community. So check your colonizer mentality today, just for today, and see what you can do to tune into your colony, tune into your tribe, tune into your friend circle, tune into your energetic circle, tune into the people that are around you, because this is really important. And make sure that you're not setting yourself up with some sort of pressures or some sort of ideals to succeed or to do things that don't even make any sense, right? Like, we shouldn't have to bear or shoulder the burden of all of life on our own. Instead, we should take care of each other. We should take care of each other. So find people who will take care of you. And I hope that one's helpful. Pinky says, on point as always. Thank you, Pinky. And Jordan says, thank you. You're very welcome. And Pinky said, thanks for your service and you rock. So anybody else who would like a 1-card reading, feel free to comment. I'm going to go ahead and read for Anna Ashby. So let me shuffle for you, Anna. And remember, you guys, I'm doing life path readings too. Those are 5-card readings that talk about the energy that surrounds you. So feel free to get one of those. Just send me some dollars on PayPal. But Anna, this is really awesome. So you have the iguana as the energy that is surrounding you right now. And so this is a message of protection. You see all this like fire that's around the iguana. it's an energy, like a spiritual fire, a spiritual presence. And I think fire is like a really fascinating symbol. Like again, fire is seen in many different cultures and in many different just in many different belief systems. I can think of right now, like I grew up Catholic, so the fire that I'm thinking of is like the descent of the Holy Spirit on the apostles. So Jesus died, the Holy Spirit comes down and blesses all these dudes with tongues of fire. Fire is the message of spiritual power, spiritual protection, spiritual upgrades. So today you are receiving fire. You're receiving fire. I want to advise everybody who is watching the stream, you can also receive this fire, receive this energetic upgrade. Simply go outside and intend to feel it, intend to feel upgraded, intend to feel healed, intend to feel whatever it is that you need to feel better, intend to feel balanced, intend to get messages to restore and to heal your life, or to change your life, to change your existence. So Anna, particularly you are the iguana today, and you are surrounded by spiritual fire. So this is absolutely wonderful. A very good message to you, that you are protected right now. You're protected. And I would also say that this is a message that maybe you're about to receive spiritual upgrades or spiritual messages. So I don't know, Anna, if you have any kind of meditation practice that you do kind of semi-regularly or regularly. If you do, I would strongly suggest to tune into your meditation practices today, especially. And yes, tune into your meditation practices, because I feel like you have the opportunity to get new upgrades right now, to get new upgrades. And you might even get a vision or something like that. But I strongly feel like this spiritual energy is very strong, very collected, very gathered around you. And I hope that that is helpful, Anna. If you don't have a spiritual practice of meditation, maybe try, put some meditation music on. There's tons of free tracks on YouTube and on Spotify. Take a guided meditation, or just simply sit with your own self and notice your own breath. Or maybe even a walking meditation where you put headphones on and you walk forward and you pay attention to your body as you're moving through your breath. But I hope that one's helpful, Anna. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you. So I'm going to do a 1-card reading for Jayne, and then we will go on and move over to our life path readings. We're going to do a life path reading for Jordan next. So Jayne, Anna, you're very welcome. I hope that was helpful. Jayne, let me shuffle these cards, and then I will go ahead and, yeah, perfect. So Jayne, you got the rabbit, which is a message of divine rest. So if you were hoping to get advice on what you should do today, get advice on, where your energy is going or what intentions you might want to set for the Lionsgate portal, my advice to you would be to rest. Because you got the rabbit here, and you see the rabbit is actually surrounded in the energies of the moon. This is a very strong indication that you have a connection with the moon tonight, right? Tonight is a dark moon. It's a new moon. So what that means is that we have new energies of renewal, energies of release, energies of healing, energies of protection that are all surrounding all of us, but for you especially. So to receive these upgrades, to receive this energy, all you must do is rest. You must rest. So however you like to rest, whether that's a glass of wine in the tub, or, just chilling, lounging in your favorite chair or something like that, find space in your time tonight to rest. And also, you guys, you can set intentions for your rest. We talk about setting intentions for our day. We set intentions for manifestation. We set intentions for meditation. We set intentions for meetings. Set intentions for your sleep. Okay. So Jayne, I want you to practice that tonight. Set intentions for your sleep. Whatever intention, you can say, Spirit, I want to learn new life lessons, and set that intention before you go to sleep. Say it out loud. Or Spirit, I want to wake up and I want my body to feel so rested and so powerful when I wake. Or Spirit, I want to get clarity when I wake up. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit unclear as I go to sleep. So you can set intentions for your sleep. Yes, and Jayne in big letters. Yes, I am resting. Very good, Jayne. So hopefully this message is confirmation to you. I hope that is helpful for you. So we're going to go ahead and do some life path readings now. So we've got Jordan, and we'll also do a life path reading for Catina. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. And so you guys watching this, I always chapter these videos so you can actually go back and review these readings as often as you want to. So I'm shuffling here for you. Jordan. Okay, very good. So your ruling energy is Mother Earth, Coatlicue. Coatlicue. Very good. I love that card. That's probably one of my favorite deity cards in the Toltec Oracle. Oh, Jayne, I'm sorry to hear about that. I experienced something actually a little bit similar to that, and sleep was very difficult for me for some time, but I ended up doing ritual to myself to help my energy. Feel free to PM me. I see you're watching on Facebook. PM me if you want to hear about that ritual. I'd be happy to share it with you. And maybe you can do something similar to help your own energy, but that's a really difficult thing to experience, and I'm sorry about that. Hey, Kaitlin, I will tag the reading so you can look at them after I finish the recording. So, Jordan, we got body. We've got mind. Let's see. There we go. Body, mind, emotion. And Jordan, finally, spirit. Goodness, this is a heavy hit reading. Jordan, a heavy hitter. Oh my goodness. So the energy that surrounds you, the energy that surrounds your life, the energy that surrounds your situations is Quetzalcoatl. Now again, this is Mother Earth energy. Mother Earth jumps into our experience to teach us about love, to teach us about how we can find love, to teach us about how we can love better. And the message of Mother Earth is no matter how much humans pollute, no matter how much humans destroy, no matter how much humans take away from the earth is always there to sit and to support with loving and open arms. So the divine mother, Mother Earth, teaches us important messages about love. So sometimes when Mother Earth comes up in your experience as a ruling energy, she is literally asking you, who are you not loving very much? Sometimes the answer is yourself. Sometimes the answer is somebody else. But I want to pose this energy and this idea to you. If you're not loving somebody else very much, is it the same as not loving yourself? So just something to think on. So all of these other cards will be influenced by Mother Earth and Mother Earth energy. So to look at the next card, your body, you got Malinali herb in the body. Malinali herb. Malinali speaks a message of sobriety. And especially when Malinali is in the body, it's talking about your body sobriety. So occasionally when this card comes up in the body, it's a message that you're doing too much in excess. That's always what the message is. You're doing too much in excess with the body. What you're doing in excess, I cannot answer that for you. You could be drinking too much. You could be smoking too much. You could be exercising too hard. Believe it or not, that is bad for you, right? Exercise is really good for you. It's really good for your body. It's really good for your energy. But if you exercise too much, it's actually bad for you. So you're doing something in excess, especially in your body. And so this is a message. Mother Earth wants you to love yourself. Wants you to love yourself a little bit deeper, a little bit harder, right? Especially in terms of your body, because right now you are you're medicating yourself with something, and you're taking away from that connection in your body. So, like I said, that could be over exercising. It could be drinking too much. It could be not sleeping. That's very important as well. So you feel like you get too busy and you're like, I just can't sleep. And instead of doing guided meditation or taking melatonin or even speaking to a doctor, you just stay up all night and then you're really tired in the morning. So something is going on in your body. And so Malinali is never like a sign that something is bad, right? Rather, it's a sign, it's a warning sign. It's a warning sign that energies are not exactly harmonious, especially in your body. And if you don't correct those energies, then you could get sick or something could happen to you. So I love Malinali. Malinali is herb is a medicine, right? It's a medicine. So it's reminding you that everything that you're doing right now can be brought back into balance. You can't exercise enough. You can drink just a little. You can drink enough water. You can sleep enough. You can do all of these things. But if you do any of these things too much, they can fall into an imbalance in your life. So bring your body, especially, back to balance, and do so because you love yourself so much, for no other reason. And I know a lot of us struggle with the idea of love and self-love. And so the message I would give to anybody who is struggling out there, if you cannot look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and mean it, at least look at yourself in the mirror and say, I like you, or you're okay. You don't have to love yourself immediately, especially if that's difficult for you. But you are self-medicating because you're not feeling that body-mind connection. So those are some things to think about, especially in your body. How are you medicating, and what are you running away from? And how can you better improve that connection? So the next card we're going to look at is your mind, and you got Sipactili Dragon in the mind. So Sipactili Dragon is a message. Again, it's an imbalance. There's a little bit of an imbalance here. Again, when I say this, I want you to preface my words through divine love, through the divine mother, right? But you have an imbalance in your mind. And the reason why you're imbalanced is because you have a lot of mental power, and somebody told you that it was bad. So I have to wonder, Jordan, if you are maybe a little psychic, or I don't know, if you have a really great mind and you have the ability to solve problems and to fix large scale issues. Either way, you have a lot of power in your mind, and somebody, probably when you were a kid, told you that you shouldn't do whatever it is that you're doing, that you shouldn't be psychic, or that you shouldn't help people solve problems, or whatever it is with that mind energy. And so you repressed it. Maybe you got scared of that power that you have in the mind. And so the message of the dragon is, if you do not make peace with your power will consume you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jayne. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. So you have to make peace with all this power that you have going on in your mind. And again, the dragon is kind of like the herb card. They're actually pretty, I would say, related. In that they're not exactly like something bad is going to happen to you. It's more like there's an imbalance, and something bad could happen if you ignore this imbalance. So I would say practically now is the time to start using your mind. And especially if you're psychic, or if you feel like you might be psychic, maybe you have prophetic dreams. Maybe you just know what people are feeling before they even tell you. Maybe sometimes you even know what they're thinking before they tell you. This is definitely a sign here, like an omen, that you should be using that and not repressing it, not being afraid of it. I would be more than happy to help you, Jordan. I think that you're watching on YouTube. But if you message me on my Facebook account, which is linked to my YouTube channel, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about using your mind and using that in terms of balanced power. And I won't charge you for that or nothing. Just reach out. I would love to help you. But I really strongly feel like this is a message for you, that you need to balance your mind, especially balance your body, balance your mind, do healthful things simply because you love yourself, simply because you honor the receptacle, the house that your spirit lives in, simply because. And so this is a really great message, I feel like, also for the Lionsgate portal, because if you're experiencing body, mind, Jordan says, I don't have Facebook, but I'd love to connect. I might have a link to my website, and you can find my email probably through that. If you can't find me and don't contact me, I don't know. Find a way to contact me, my friend. It's the internet. You don't have Facebook. I do have a website, so I might have my email there, or a form that you can fill out on my website. But just do that, and maybe we can go back and forth on email. But either way, I'm feeling like, especially with the Lionsgate portal, if you have imbalance in the body, imbalance in the mind, now is the time to correct that imbalance, because we have this new moon energy. We have this Lionsgate portal, and this portal only happens once a year, you guys, and the new moon happens often, but it usually doesn't fall on also the Lionsgate portal. Like, the energy today is just astronomical, especially in terms of change and making your life different. So with these imbalances, again, I don't feel like this is something that's bad. I feel like it's more, this is something you should be aware of and something that you should work to change. So I'm wishing you the best with that, but we will move on. And the next card that we'll look at, Jordan, is this is your emotions, this is your love, this is your relationships. And you got Quetzalcoatl, the lizard. So this is really super silly to say this, but most of the time when I get Quetzalcoatl, lizard in the emotions, there's not much that I can say. Like, typically you have pretty balanced emotions. You have pretty harmonious relationships. And this is just a message of nurture. You can see that there's like a midwife here, and she's like blessing this baby who has just been born. The lizard is a message of like divine protection, really good energy. Number 4 is also a number of stability. So Quetzalcoatl is the 4th sign in the calendar. So this is a lot of stability energy in your emotions, in your love life, in your relationships. So I would say, if you're not feeling this message, if you're like, I'm telling you, like, you've got stability in your relationships, and you're like, no, the hell I don't, then what I would say is that things are cooling down and they will be more stable. But if that message resonates with you, then honestly, like I said, there's not much that I can tell you in terms of, well, you should do this to make your emotions better. Like, I really feel like things are pretty stable for you. Just remember to continue to nurture the way that a midwife would, the way that a mother would. Remember this strong connection to Mother Earth energy with this midwife symbol. It could also mean that you have a calling. Maybe you have a calling to be a midwife or to be a doula. Maybe you have a calling just to help people through transitions in their lives. Or maybe you have a calling to help people through their emotions. So maybe you have the calling to be a counselor, or to be some sort of minister, or to be a reader yourself. You know, I strongly feel like these imbalances often happen when we're not listening to our spirit. We're not listening to our, we're just not listening in general. We're not listening. And so we get these imbalances. So I really feel like there's something deeper here, probably a spiritual message, probably a spiritual calling. And then the last card, this is the craziest one. The last card is your spirit card. And this is basically what your spirit needs to hear. So you've got Mother Earth, right? Love, protection, gentle energy. And then in your spirit, you got Quetzalcoatl, the vulture. And the vulture is a symbol of wisdom, a symbol of magic, a symbol of not fighting, a symbol of being able to be harmonious no matter what situation you find yourself in. When you get this message in specifically the spirit quadrant, it's literally asking you to perform more meditation. It's saying that that Jordan, you are a person with a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of power behind you. You have a lot of understanding. You have a lot of kindness, but you need to develop your mind. I strongly feel like this spirit message is very much linked to your mind message as well. You got Sipectili Dragon and you got Quetzalcoatl Vulture. These are definitely messages for you that that now is the time. Now is the time to develop your mind. And so what I would definitely suggest is picking up a meditation practice, and don't go hard and then just stop, right? So don't pick up this meditation practice and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to meditate for an hour, and then you never meditate again for another 3 years. I mean, set an alarm on your phone and meditate for 5 minutes a day, if that's consistent for you, or 3 minutes a day, whatever you can do consistently. Start meditating consistently. And I just want to take the time here. I'm not done yet, but I'm certifying right now. I'm in training to become a meditation instructor. I want you guys to understand that meditation doesn't have to look like you sitting all quiet, quieting your voice. That's one form of meditation. But you can also meditate by breathing. So you can sit and be intentional with your breaths and feel your breaths moving throughout your body, and just feel that stillness with inside your own self, your own person. Breathing can be a form of meditation. Walking can be a form of meditation. Dancing can be a form of meditation. Singing can be a form of meditation. Meditation is simply taking yourself out of ordinary reactive awareness and bringing yourself into a non-reactive experience, so that you can listen to your authentic self, so that you can listen to your thoughts, your mind, your intuition. So Jordan, overall with all of these cards, I would say that you're a pretty balanced individual. You need to work on a couple of things. But overall, I really feel like now is the time to develop your spiritual practice, to develop your mind, And there is some sort of spiritual calling. It's not here yet. It's not calling you, but there is a calling that's around the corner that is waiting for you to hear. That is waiting for you to hear. And so I hope that that one is helpful. I do have, I will read a life path reading for Catina as well. And I just want to take this time to thank everybody who's watching this stream. If you would like a 1-card reading, please go ahead and leave a comment. I'm going to do some of these 1-card readings, and then we'll do Catina's life path reading. Also, if you would like a life path reading, go ahead and send me some dollars. Let's see. Karen said hello. Hey, Karen, if you'd like a 1-card reading, feel free to comment. I'd love to get that for you. And Lulu says, could you do one and I'll listen later? Yeah, I'll do a reading for Lulu now. We got 1 card. Yeah, I like it when this card comes up a lot. So Lulu, the card that you get is, again, the iguana. So this is a message that you have a lot of spiritual power and protection that is surrounding you at this moment. So in other words, you've got a lot of good things that are coming to you, a lot of good things that are coming to you, especially in the terms of change, of transmutation, of transformation in the spirit. So I feel like, a lot of us know that change is on the way because we've experienced a lot of loss. We've experienced a lot of bad things. The pandemic has taken its toll on pretty much everybody, every industry, every person has felt some sort of toll with the pandemic. And there's a lot going on for a lot of us. So the message here now with the iguana is that even though we've experienced a lot, even though we've experienced loss, even though we've experienced some bad things, now is the time to start claiming our healing, to start claiming our place in society, to start claiming what we want to do, honestly, with our lives for the rest of our time, the rest of our experience, the rest of our existence. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this is, of course, I don't know anything about this. This is clearly a psychic perspective, but I would not be surprised if these COVID variants get really bad and the government starts giving people money again. You guys, the government has been giving a lot of people money. This is a really great opportunity for you to do whatever you want with your life. Like if you get laid off from your job, if you can qualify for any kind of government assistance or whatever the government is giving you, please take it and go change your life with it as well. I understand a lot of us are tired. I understand a lot of us are burnt out. I understand a lot of us are barely surviving, but my message to you is if you can get money and resources, now is the time to make a change, whatever that change looks like in your life. I decided to pay for new trainings and to move into an RV. That's what I did with all of my money and with all of my change energy from last year. You don't have to move into an RV, but if you want to open up a business, you want to start a side hustle, you want to do something differently, like now is the time. And Lulu, for you especially, now is the time. Now is the time, my friend. Let's see. Jayne says she would like a card reading about her daughter getting pregnant. She's having issues. Jayne, you could also private message me about that. I do study herbs and things like that as well. I am a holistic healer. So feel free to message me if you would like information on where you could get guidance for that issue. But let's see. Well, I mean, that's not the best card. I'm sorry. The Badger card is usually like a foolishness card. Like there's something that blocks a situation and it's foolishness. And so what that could mean is that, it's just not the right time right now, or there's just something that's not quite right in the body to make this change and to make this jump to welcome a new life. So I don't feel like this energy means that it can never happen. Rather, it means that there's something that is blocking that outcome that you guys are seeking at the moment. So it's not that it can't happen. It's just that it isn't happening right now. So in the future, I'm sure that this could happen, but there's something that's just blocking the way right now. Something is blocking the way. Ann Iva said, hi, Ann. If you would like a 1-card reading, please comment. Karen, I will get you a 1-card reading for sure. Emma also said, hi, Emma. If you would like a reading, go ahead and comment. I'm going to finish up with these 1-card readings, and then I'm going to jump into another life path reading. We're going to read for Catina. Anybody else who would like one of these super in-depth 5-card life path readings, just feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal. Very good, Karen. So Karen, you get the energy of the dove, and the dove is strong healing energy. Like healing that you don't even have to do anything to receive. So the spirits around you, the energy around you, your energy body in particular, you are ready to receive healing. You are ready to receive healing. And so really, honestly, Karen, the only thing that you have to do to get this healing is to like literally claim it. And the deeper, the more authentic, the more meaning you can put behind your words when you claim it, the more healing that you will receive. So what I would strongly suggest, if you can do it, right? Step outside into the sun, open your arms up as wide as you can, comfortably. Say, I am ready to receive healing. And see how that feels. See how that feels. Did it feel authentic? Did it feel forced? Did you get scared after you did it? Go outside and do that and see what your body says after you ask for that healing, after you claim that healing. A lot of us think we want things, but then we don't have the energy, the vibration to match up with what we want. So make sure when you claim it with all your power and you really mean it, because good things are out there for you. Good things are out there for you. So we'll go ahead and we'll shuffle and read for Emma. And then I think I'm gonna pull the life path reading next for Catina after I read for Emma. And then anybody else watching, I can read for you after Catina's life path reading. Or you can send me some dollars and I'll do a life path reading for you as well. Okay, this one fell out. Very good. So Emma, this is the turkey. This is your energy that surrounds you. Turkey is a message of gifts. So what I would expect in, I would say the next, we'll say 9 to 13 days for people to offer you gifts. So in other words, I would expect people to offer you coffee, to, hey, I'll pay for your groceries, whatever. They're going to offer you gifts. And so again, this is a matter of, just like I said in that last reading, of you being able to claim it and to accept it. So I think that one of the most uncomfortable lessons about spirituality that I've learned, and a manifestation and healing my energy and healing finances and healing everything really, is that sometimes you have to accept help. And a lot of us are proud because of how we were brought up, the way our parents raised us, or because of living in a capitalist society. We all feel like we can't ask for help. And then we feel if somebody offers help that we can't accept it. So the universe wants to send you help. They want to send you gifts. They want to send you love. They want to send you little signs of wisdom and intuition and gratitude and appreciation. And so for you to receive that gratitude and appreciation, you have to receive help with gratitude and appreciation. And the more gratitude and appreciation you have, the more help that you're going to receive. So I hope that one's helpful. But we'll go ahead and we'll pull the life path reading now for Catina. And like I said, anybody else who's still watching this feed, feel free to comment if you like one card reading, or if you like one of these in-depth readings, let me know. Haha. Pulling in the big guns, Catina. So Mittikantakuli is your ruling energy. Emma, you're very welcome. Hang on, I'm shuffling my tonals. There we go. So we got one. That's your body. We got your mind. More big guns. I love it. This is going to be a good one, Catina. Emotion and relationships. And yep, very good. And spirit. So, like I said, these are big guns, Catina, 100%. So your ruling energy is death. And this is different than the tonal death, right? This is also the death card. You got 2 deaths in one reading. How did that happen? So that's actually pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but here we go. So death as a ruling energy is actually the Lord of Death. So this is a message that the Lord of Death guides you as things are transforming and moving in your life. And so we just talked about change earlier in this reading. And my friends, sometimes change looks really rough. Sometimes change looks hard. Sometimes change looks scary. Sometimes change comes and we ask for change. We pray for change. We want our lives to be different. We want our situations and our finances to be different. We want our way of being to be different. But then when things change, we get scared. You know, we get laid off. We get scared. Our partner walks out. We get scared. Our friends that we've known since we were little kids, they walk away. We get scared. Well, what happened? What did I do? That's always our reflex. We always want to protect ourselves. So that's the question we ask when things change or when things go bad. We say, well, what did I do? What did I do to deserve it? That is not it. That's not it. Things are always changing in life. Things are always changing. And it's the only thing that we can rely on. It's the only thing that we can count on, really. Things will continue to change in your experience no matter what. And I always tell people this, but when change is a coming, change will drag you by the toes and bring you forward. Or you can take change by the hand and walk freely with them. So the onus is on you, my friend Catina. What will you do? Will you make change drag you kicking and screaming, or are you going to walk forward with power and with dignity and accept that change? But change is coming, 100%. So that is your ruling energy. So all of these other quadrants and cards kind of surround the fact that your life is going to be changing in pretty big ways that you probably haven't even considered quite yet. In your body, you got the dog, okay? And the dog is a message of loyalty. The dog is the companion of the shaman. There we go. We can't see that card. In this card, we see a shaman preparing medicine, and his faithful companion, the dog, is standing over him as he prepares to make a shamanic journey into the underworld. So I would say, Catina, prepare yourself, prepare your body, prepare your mind. You are about to enter into the underworld, and not in a way that is bad or scary, but in a way that creates transformation in your life, in your experience, in your existence. And so I would seek out a loyal companion, somebody who you can talk to while you're going through all of this change. Okay. That would be probably my number one advice. You might already know this person. You might already have somebody in mind. Maybe you met them and you just feel like a really good connection with them, and you've been talking a lot recently. And now that life is going to be changing, you need to be aware of those connections and make sure that you use them as you're going through change and transformation. That would be a really good advice from me. So in terms of your body, this could also indicate travel. It could indicate that now is the time to take a trip or a pilgrimage, especially one that changes your spiritual or energetic awareness. So you could go to a holy site. A lot of people in America will go to Sedona in Arizona, or they'll go to New Mexico, Santa Fe. They'll go to Medicine Park and here in Oklahoma. There is so many different places where you could literally physically move your body from where you're at and go have a spiritual experience. And it doesn't have to be like going to Mexico or going to some, remote tribe or village to try to find some shaman to give you the spiritual experience. You can have these experiences on your own. You just have to be willing to trust and to move your body enough. So like I said, this calls for a need for a companion to walk you through this transformation, not to do it for you or to tell you what to do, but someone to listen without judgment, the way a nice, loyal friend dog would do. Now, moving into your mind, you got the death card as well in the mind, as well as the ruler and the mind. So this means a lot of change, a lot of transformation. Specifically, when the death card comes in the mind, it's a message that the way that you think and the way that you do things is changing. Everything that you think is changing. The way that you used to live life is changing. The things that you thought about life are changing. Your goals might be changing. The goals that you set for yourself in the past, you might be starting to realize that they are somebody else's goals. They are somebody else's standards. And these are not things that you want to live up to and to achieve. This is hard. This is hard and scary when your whole mind and belief system and way of thought starts to change and starts to get different. This is a very strong message that again, you should be preparing yourself to go into the underworld and to be open and kind and compassionate enough with yourself as you shift your mindset and your life. So if you're looking at totally rebuilding beliefs, I would say journaling is something that's really helpful. Write down old beliefs, write down things that don't serve you in one journal. And when that journal is full, toss it. In a new journal, write down new beliefs, and you're going to keep that journal with you. And eventually those new beliefs that you write down, I promise you, they'll become old beliefs. if you keep on doing that process, it's just the way that that energy works. Every time you're introduced to a new belief, a new, better, shinier, well-fitting belief exposes itself to you, and you're like, well, now everything that I thought is a lie. So this is just the nature of change. This is the nature of being a spiritual person. Unfortunately, a lot of us hold on to our identity so much, and we internalize our beliefs as if they were a part of our identity that's immutable. And so we should not be doing this. We should not be taking our beliefs or our ideas or things that we think that we can't prove and saying, this is who I am now. That's not the path of balance. That's not the path of ease. That's setting yourself up for having to defend a belief that you're not even 100% sure on. So make sure that you're not internalizing beliefs, whether they're new beliefs or old beliefs, and understand that your old beliefs, there are definitely some that you have internalized that affect the way that you move through life, that affect the way that you communicate with others, and that affect the goals that you have set for yourself. So this is a really strong message to continue to move forward, especially in changing your beliefs and who you are. I feel like this is a good time to mention this. Jayne mentioned that she was having sleeping trouble because she was had trouble with her. She lost some children or something. She had losses in her life. And I experienced that too. And I wanted to take this time to let you guys know that sometimes change ushers in our lives easily, but sometimes change comes through like a freight train, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And it's not exactly a pleasant experience. And when that happens, literally who you are in this moment dies, and you become a totally different person after that event or after that change. So how do we reconcile this in our minds? How do we reconcile this in our energy? For me, when I went through this really life-altering experience last year, I felt like my energy body was hemorrhaging. Like I just couldn't keep any energy for myself. I was getting really sick. I was having like autoimmune flare-up conditions and things like that. And I could not sleep. Like all of these things were happening. And I know enough about energy to know something is not right with you. So what I decided to do when my energy was hemorrhaging after a big change was I decided to hold a death ritual for myself. And in this ritual, I put my old self to sleep, and I woke up essentially to a new person, to the person who I am today. And so there's nothing wrong with the person who I used to be before I experienced all this change and loss. There's nothing wrong with that person at all. It's just that that person doesn't suit who I am today. So sometimes when you get a lot of death energy in your readings, it means that it's time to say goodbye, to literally hold a ceremony or a ritual, or to have a party, even if that's an easier way to put it, or to write and journal and burn that journal when you're done figuring out who you are today. And so say goodbye to the person who you were and welcome in this new person. This new person that you're welcoming in, you have asked for this person. You have prayed for this person. You, for many years, have thought, I would always like to be like that person. You are welcoming that person right now into your experience, into your energy. It's just a change. And sometimes change feels really scary. So the emotion card that you have, emotions, relationships, is Kali house. This is undoubtedly a message that your house needs you. And it could be your body, but I'm thinking that because this is an emotion and relationship, this is actually talking about your physical house. This is talking about where you reside. This is talking about your family, kids, partners, friends, people who live with you. They need you right now, and they need you because they are also experiencing as much change as you are. So hi Bianca, if you comment, I'll give you a 1-card reading as soon as I finish this one. But if you are going through this really heavy air of transformation and change in your life and in your experience, and you live with other folks or you're really close friends with people, they have to experience your death as well. So understand that there might be a grieving process with your family and with your friends as you change into this new person. Now, of course, they should welcome you as a new person, as a healthier person, as the person that you want to be, but you can't blame them if they're a little sad to lose who you were, or they're a little jarred when they find that you're somebody different now. So tune into your family, especially right now, and understand that as you go through change, they also go through change as well. This is how you can promote healing in your family, healing amongst yourselves. And so my advice would be, when they are upset that you have changed, do not get angry with them and do not listen to their words. Rather, listen to their thoughts, their emotion, listen to their energy. The energy behind their disturbance and their upset is simply they are sad. They are sad to have lost you the way that you were, but they will get happy again once they realize the person you are now is more authentic to you and more helpful and healthy in your experience in your existence. But be kind while you experience that change. And then lastly, we've got Kuatili Vulture Kuatili Eagle in the spirit. Admin, there's somebody spamming on Facebook, but Kuatili Eagle in the spirit means that you're about to reach this spiritual top, right? I would suggest the spiritual top is coming after your big death transformation, my friend. And so what this means is that people who get the Kuatili Eagle in the spirit mean that they have the spirit of the eagle. The spirit of the eagle is freedom. That is freedom. That is beautiful energy. That is the energy of compassion and awareness. And that is the energy of always seeking the highest peak, always seeking the next jump, always seeking the next energy. Okay. And so your energy right now, you're about to reach that epitome, that peak, that enlightenment, that bliss, that stage where everything feels like, I know everything. I know everything. I know how my life is supposed to be. I know everything about manifestation. I know where I'm going next. And there's nothing I could possibly ever want to do because I am so high right now that I have reached the highest peak. But as the eagle reaches the highest peak and lands on the highest branch, they glance around at their surroundings and then they see another high peak further in the distance. And so what this speaks to is more change in your life, more change in your experience, more change in your spirit. So not only are you walking through the underworld right now, but eventually, very soon, you will reach this peak of awareness and understand that this is a journey, not a destination. So we're never going to be totally out of the underworld. We're never going to be totally enlightened. We're never going to totally have all the answers because the answers keep evolving as we do. So I hope that that is helpful to you, Catina. I hope that that's helpful. But I'm going to go ahead and look. Okay, I don't see any more comments. If you are in this, if you're in this thread, in this feed, and you would like a reading, a one-card reading, feel free to comment, and I would love to get you a one-card reading. And if you would like a one of those in-depth life path readings, feel free to send me some dollars. But I'm going to go ahead and do a general reading now. And this is how we can remove blocks in our energy, how we can remove blocks in our energy moving forward and having a harmonious Lionsgate portal, So we've got what we perceive the problem to be. We've got what the problem actually is. Here we go. We've got how can we solve this problem? And then we've got what we get if we solve it. Very good. So what we perceive the problem to be in terms of our enlightenment, in terms of our balance, in terms of removing blockages in our life is the scarlet macaw. The scarlet macaw is almost like a phoenix imagery. The scarlet macaw speaks to us feeling like we always need people looking at us, right? And we need people to witness us. We need people to see us. We need people to validate us. We need to walk through this life and walk through this existence and make sure that somebody else sees me. And so I really feel like this is a shadow that is especially apparent with people now because we've got social media. And so somebody is always seeing us. Somebody is always 100% seeing us. Thank you, Bianca. I'll do a light path reading after this. So this is our problem right now. We're always seeking outside validation. So in order to remove that block, we need to stop caring about what other people think. This is a really important idea in our minds. This is how we remove blocks and energy. When you stop caring about what other people think, you are finally free to do whatever it is that you want to do without fear of judgment. It's not that people aren't going to judge you. People are going to judge you to the end of time. It's just that you don't care anymore. You don't care about their judgment. And so what is actually our problem? What is actually our problem? This is what we perceive the problem. We perceive the problem as we need validation. The actual problem is the turkey. Turkey is a message of gifts. We feel like nobody gifts us. And this is definitely a message, especially for people who are serial helpers. You help everybody else all the time, and nobody ever helps you, and you feel imbalanced. You feel sad. You feel like nobody ever reciprocates your energy. Nobody ever helps me as much as I help other people. The message here is always, 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 only give what you can give freely. Only give what you can give freely. And so if you cannot truly offer somebody something without getting a payment, you should not offer that thing to them, whether that's your time, whether that's your money, whether that's your energy, whatever it is. Do not give what you cannot afford to give freely. Do not give what you cannot afford to give freely. That is what we need to learn to do. So in other words, we perceive our problem as other people need to see us. We think that we need to have constant outside validation, when really what we need to do is we need to set better boundaries. We need to be thinking about our own balance. How can we do this? How can we do this? Of course, the alligator comes up in a lesson for how we can set better boundaries. The alligator is a message, again, of karmic cycles. Karmic cycles. And so the alligator swoops in here to tell you that we're perpetrating these problems in our life with our patterns, with our habits, our way of being. Our energy continues to perpetrate our need for validation, our need to be seen, and our poor boundary setting. It just is cyclical. These are things that probably have been happening to us since we were small kids. We've had people not respect our boundaries. We've had people ignore us, so we feel like we need to be seen more. And so the message here of the alligator is that now is the time to release those karmic cycles. Release those karmic cycles. And I mean, the best way to do this, people, is shadow work, you know? And I feel like now is the time. Now is the time. I want to talk to you about recapitulation. This is a very important energy practice, and it's a practice of restoring your energy. So there's a book called The Toltec Path of Recapitulation by Victor Sanchez. I can link it after I finish this video. It is very good, very important in restoring your energy, because people do bad things to us. We experience traumatic things, and those things take our energy away. And so very quickly, the way that you do recapitulation, this is recapitulation light, right? You sit and you focus your energy on an event, whether that is a past event, a traumatic event, an argument, whatever. You turn your head to the left. Slowly breathe in as you turn your head all the way to the right. Slowly exhale as you turn your head all the way to the left again. And you keep doing these sweeping breaths as much as you need to until you feel that energy, that karma, is cleared from your body. And so it sounds silly. It sounds easy. If you'd like more clarification or ideas of how to get started with the recapitulation, you can set up a consult with me, or people on Patreon get consults with me every month. So set that up and bring that up. Bring up the recapitulation next time that you talk with me. But I would love to talk with you more about that, about how it's restored my energy, because I really feel like it could help you. And so finally, what can we get if we are able to clear our karma, and we're able to stop needing to be seen and validated, and stop needing to feel like nobody ever reciprocates energy? We get the lizard, of course. The lizard is divine balance. The lizard is protection. And the lizard always does what it needs to keep that balance. So the lizard is an animal that is very, very, very good at teaching us boundaries. Like, a lizard will never be too hot or too cold, because a lizard will go find sun if it's too cold. And a lizard will bury itself under the sand or under a rock if it needs to be hot. So we need to be like the lizard and do whatever we need to do to live and to exist and to follow our own boundaries. Because I feel like that's a big problem with humans. We're always worried about what everybody else thinks. We're always worried about what everybody else needs from us, instead of actually thinking about what we need to keep ourselves alive and happy and sane and all these good things. You deserve to be nurtured and nourished the same way that everybody else does. Hey, Bianca asked, do I do... Anna, thank you for watching. You're wonderful. Let's see. Anna said, do I do astrology readings? I read Toltec birth charts, and I have a couple. I did Britney Spears' birth chart, and I did Meghan Markle's birth chart. And those are in a playlist on my YouTube. But I also do birth charts privately for people. So yeah, I can totally do a Toltec birth charts. I do not do Western birth charts. But I really do love to do those 100%. But I'm going to now, Bianca, pull a life path reading for you. Thank you so much. And anybody else who is still watching this, if you'd like a 1-card reading, feel free to comment. And yeah, that's yours. If you'd like a 1-card reading, feel free to comment. And if you would like one of these really in-depth life path readings, feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal. I don't know who Ralph Smart is, Bianca, but I will try to remember to check them out. That sounds wonderful. But no, I like to do the birth charts because it helps you understand like all these symbols that I talk about. And I also keep the calendar. So on Patreon, I actually give messages for the sacred calendar every single day. No matter what's going on. I've been sick. I've been in the hospital. I've been busy, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I always keep the calendar, and I always write my messages because I don't do it for other people. I do it for me. It's very important that I keep the calendar because I think it helps me deal with energy and it helps me understand energy. So I don't know. I like that, and I like the ability to be able to share it with other people. I think that that's really wonderful, and to me, keeping the calendar feels like a blessing. I wish that everybody kept it. I know that everybody won't keep the calendar, so I'll keep it and I'll tell you about it on Patreon. So, Bianca, we've got your chalk, your ruling energy. We've got your body, your mind, your emotions. I'm going to shuffle one more time. And Bianca said, so cool. Yeah, it's neat. You should check out the other videos. Haha. This is wonderful. This is a really great reading, Bianca. I love this. So this ruling energy of Chuck, this is the, a lot of people know him as the rain god or like the thunderstorm god. Oh, Bianca says that he does a head movement that I do. Oh, he does the recapitulation movement. That's very interesting. I've never seen anybody else on YouTube offer that. So I'm very interested now. I'm going to try to remember to look him up. But the recapitulation sweeping breath is very helpful for restoring your energy. So that's cool to hear somebody else talking about it. But okay, so Bianca, the ruling energy is Chuck. So a lot of people know Chuck as the thunderstorm deity, but he's more than just like thunder and thunderstorm. He's more the source of life. So you have to understand that when lightning strikes the earth, it puts nitrogen and other nutrients into the soil. So it's actually a source of life. And of course, when it rains, when it thunders, the earth is also nurtured and nourished because the earth needs water to heal. And so when chalk comes into your existence, especially as a ruling body or ruling energy, chalk is asking you what is important in your life. What is important in your experience? What is important in your manifestation? What is important in terms of all of the energy that you are putting out or taking out and putting down? And what are some things that you can get rid of in your life? And so Chalk specifically asked you questions about how to nurture your own life and nurture your own being. The most important question Chalk asked is that, are you aware? Are you aware of where you spend your energy? A lot of people feel drained, they feel tired, they feel disrespected, and they don't quite know why. They think it's because life is hard. Life is not hard. Humans are just incapable of setting boundaries unless somebody teaches them how to do it. And so Chalk is a divine boundary setter in my mind. He teaches you about how to set boundaries, and he asks you to pay attention to your energy. When you take care of other people or when you have an interaction with other people, you call somebody up on the phone, and you have a conversation with them. Do you feel good after you get off the phone with them, or do you feel drained? This is a very good way to be aware of your energy. Hey, Lenise, I'm doing a life path reading. If you would like one card reading, feel free to comment and I'll do that for you after I'm finished with Bianca's reading. If you'd like a life path reading, feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal. But so Chalk asks you to be aware of your energy and how you're spending it. So if you are with people and they make your energy feel drained, those people are bad for you. But likewise, if you are with people and they make your energy feel good or your energy feels very built up after you're with them, that means that these people are very good for your experience, and they help support your growth. They help support your nurture. So Chalk asks you to be aware of your energy. That's really important for you right now. The last life path reading I did, dog was in the body for Catina as well. So Bianca, the dog also finds you in your body as well to give you body wisdom. The dog is a message of loyalty, of strength, but it's also a great, the dog is a great protector of the shaman. So if you are somebody who is maybe thinking about going on a spiritual journey, maybe you're already on a spiritual journey, but you're thinking about maybe becoming a spiritual teacher, right? Or helping people in the realm of spirituality, you need to find a trusted friend, a trusted confidant, or somebody who can walk you through kind of the spirit world, not in a way to lead you or to tell you what to do, but in a way to help you and to provide you nurture and good energy, the way that the dog would. So it's essential, I think, when you're looking for magical companions, find people who don't have egos. And so what I mean by that is make sure that these people, they care about your growth more than they care about their own self-image. I think when you look for magical companions or people to help you in the spirit world, that it's essential that you find people that also stimulate you. So find a spiritual companion who helps you see life differently, who helps you ask questions that you hadn't thought about in your life and in your experience. Then most of all, somebody without an ego who's not going to, be caring about their self-image while they're supposed to be helping you. That's a big trap I feel like a lot of newer spiritual people fall into, is they, oh yes, Bianca says they're considering starting a life in spirituality. Yeah, very good. Well, I'm glad that you are, because these cards are a very good configuration for you to start that spiritual journey. So I feel like a lot of people who start the spiritual journey, they get taken advantage of, because a lot of people want your money, and a lot of people want your time, a lot of people want your attention. And then more insidiously, a lot of people want your spiritual gifts. If you have the gift to be a really great reader or to see the future or something like that, and you get in with the wrong type of magical crowd, they can want to use your gifts for their own profit and gain, while telling you essentially that you can't do anything on your own. You need me. So make sure you find people who don't have an ego, right? People with egos are typically magnetic, and they're very attractive, and everybody likes them and wants to be around them. But sometimes they're not the best for your healing or for your growth, unless you want to learn harsh lessons. So either way, find somebody who you can talk to help you through the spirit world. This also might be indication for you to actually travel. So like I was mentioning to Catina, I don't know if you're in Oklahoma or wherever you're at, make sure that you go, or try to find a place in nature where is very good energy, so that you can feel healed, so that you can feel restored, restoration. Oh, cool. Bianca says, I'm thinking about doing astrology charts. That's actually really cool, Bianca. I feel like that can be really good. And doing astrology can help people a lot, especially if you've got a knack for it. So that's the dog. That's your body quadrant. So in your mind, you've got a Akatl reed. And so a Akatl reed is a message of strength and flexibility, especially in your mind. So when a Akatl comes up in the mind, it means that you're holding on to some beliefs that make you feel rigid. So in other words, there are some things that you feel like you can't ignore this belief. You can't change it a little bit. You can't bend it a little bit. You're very black and white about this one thing. And it's actually blocking you from having good conversations with other people. And it's blocking you from essentially leveling up your energy. So somewhere in your mind, you're very inflexible. And so I can't exactly tell where that, what that is. If you want more direction than what I'm offering now, like with anybody who gets these life path readings, I would be happy to send you a PDF of what all the cards mean. So you can just email me or reach out to me on Facebook, and I will do that. But Akatl read, Bianca says, yes, I want to do it to help others. I love astrology and numerology, and I've been studying it for a few years, doing a lot of reading and analyzing on my own journey and how the energies play out. Exactly, Bianca. So I keep the sacred calendar, and I've kept it for a couple of years now. And I like that as well, because I feel that the cycles of energy really do show patterns. And if you can figure out how to use those energy patterns, I mean, you can help people. You can help yourself, definitely, 100%. That's why I write the Patreon messages. But a console read says that you're inflexible in something in your mind. There's some area in your mind or some beliefs that you're holding on to that are they're self-limiting beliefs, really. So they might be beliefs that somebody gave to you. They might be family, parents, caregivers, priests, pastors, religious leaders, government. Somebody has given you beliefs that you're holding on to, and you're not able to release those beliefs. And sometimes it's hard to even see them, because I feel like if you have rigid beliefs, sometimes you hide them from yourself. So if you want to get rid of these rigid beliefs, again, look at areas in your life where you can't seem to get past that black and white thinking. Bianca says, I was considering relocating to Kentucky to work for Southwest Airlines, but chose to stay balanced with career and family. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. That's really cool. So it seems like you have a lot of movement and energy and potential going on in your life. If you get job offers and the option to be able to move, that means that the energy is moving and building up towards you, and you will have many more opportunities that are more harmonious for you in the future. So that's actually really good, a really good sign. This one, Bianca, this is your emotions and relationship. And I feel like this is especially, I guess, what's the word? Like relevant to what you're talking about with wanting to do more spiritual work and maybe wanting to read astrology charts or do some sort of spiritual consulting. You got Osmoto, the monkey, in your emotion and relationship. And so Osmot is the energy of wisdom, but it's also the energy of learning. So this is a message when it reaches your emotions that you have mastery in something along the lines of spirit. So you said that you're studying astrology, numerology. So you have some sort of mastery here, but you haven't taken that step forward to teach other people. And you might feel like maybe you haven't developed your why yet. Maybe you just don't know why you want to read astrology charts, you know? And so I always tell people when I do like business consulting and things like that, I don't think it's a good idea to start any kind of project or career unless you really know why you want to do it. And your why has to be more than I just want to make money, right? So if your why is I want to help people and I really love this, that's a perfect why. That you should really, if you get Osmot in the monkey, Osmot monkey in the emotions and relationship, you need to figure out emotionally why you want to do these birth charts or why you want to do the spiritual consulting. And so I would take time and journal about it, write a journal entry about how astrology has affected your life, about how it's helped you, about some really neat experiences that you've had. Maybe write about you used to be a skeptic and now you're not because of all these things happen. But either way, this is definitely a call for you to think more deeply and think more heavily about especially about your career as, possibly an astrologist or somebody who helps people in the spiritual world. When you get the monkey, it is a message that spirit is calling you to be a teacher, So perhaps you will teach people about astrology or teach them how to read their own birth charts to help understand energy, but you definitely have that call. Bianca says, I feel paralyzed at times, realizing I'm seeking validation from family, wanting them to affirm my business or moving. Smack my head, definitely self-limiting. And then Bianca says, I lack, the leap of faith I have, fear of being accepted. Oh, Bianca, I feel that. So if you have a fear of being accepted, I want to ask you this. Who needs to accept you and why? And are those people paying your bills? Sometimes they are. Sometimes they really are paying your bills or offering you a place to live. And sometimes you have to care a little bit about what they think. But for the most part, I really feel like if you can release judgment and nobody's ever going to judge me again, but release this idea that you care about what other people think, right? Because if you truly are on a good spiritual path, you will change your life. And then you will change other people's lives. And then your friends and your family will start coming to you and they will say, Bianca, what is it that you do differently? I keep doing the same things. I keep getting the same results. And, I judged you before for all of the weird woo-woo stuff that you do. But now I see that you're creating change and impact. And I want that change and impact too. So a lot of times people judge you, and that's okay. That's okay. But when you start to walk the walk and you really change yourself and change other people as well on your journey of changing yourself, that's when people start to come to you and to say, oh, okay, I see now. So don't worry about judgment. Everybody's going to judge you, and people will judge you. If you do what they want you to do, they'll judge you because you never take risks. And if you do what you want to do, they'll judge you because they think you're crazy or something else. People are always going to judge you. You're not going to please 100% of the people 100% of the time. You have to simply be happy with yourself. Be happy with yourself. And Bianca says, I'm fearful of coming out of my shell in a sense, and I feel like I'm at a crossroads and it's time to take a leap of faith. I would say so. Remember the medicine of chalk, right? Chalk says, if people are bad energy or they're dragging your energy down, it's time to stop giving so much energy to them. So your energy is your attention, right? So if you've got people who are judgmental, whether that's family or friends or whatever, people in your community, and these people are judgmental and it's a chore to talk to them, maybe it's time to stop giving them so much attention. It doesn't mean that you have to hate them or cut them out of your life. You can still love people very ferociously and not give them so much attention or not pay them so much mind. And so remember what Chalk says about that. Be very aware of who you're giving your energy to and how they return that energy. Does it feel good when they return that energy, or does it feel bad? So make sure you remember Chalk throughout all of this reading. But the last card that we've got is your spirit card. So your spirit card is Olin, movement. And so there's a lot going on in this card. And it shows basically all of the movement in our life. And again, movement is like the only quality of life. It's the only thing that we can count on and we can depend on. We know that things continue to change. That's the only thing that we know. We know eventually one day we'll die. We know the weather's going to be different tomorrow. We know we're going to keep on waking up. The news is going to be different. People are going to be different. We're going to have different stimulus, and we can't control what happens. We just can't control it. And so Olin, movement, especially in the spirit, means that spirit is calling you to have deep movement in your life. So this could look like, again, maybe you starting your own business, your own astrology business, or it could look like you actually moving physical places and things like that. But either way, there's a lot of movement that comes in your life. So the way to have balance with all of this movement is, again, to set your good boundaries and remember the medicine of chalk. How do other people treat you? And do you feel good when they treat you that way? And if not, it's time to set a boundary. It's time to set a boundary, right? And boundaries don't mean that you don't love people. Boundaries don't mean that you hate somebody else. Boundaries just mean simply that you can't let other people disrespect you. You will not let them disrespect you. So you're going to set that boundary. And so I hope that was helpful, Bianca. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat again. But anybody else who's still watching this feed, if you would like a life path reading, feel free to send me some dollars on PayPal. And I would love to do one of these in-depth readings for you as well. But I'm going to scroll up. I know somebody else commented. We're going to we'll pull a card for Lanice. I'll call you Shawn. I'm not sure if you're Lanice or Laness. You could be Laness. And Lisa just commented. Lisa, if you would like a one card reading, feel free to tell me so. And I'd love to read for you as well. But let's read for Shawn Wilson. So you got one card. That one fell out. So Shawn, the energy that surrounds you is the coyote. So the coyote is this energy, this message of tricks, of cosmic tricks especially. So I feel like somebody is in your life or in your existence and they are trying to trick you. And so what I would say is sometimes the tricksters are the ones who actually are able to change us and inspire our energy. Oh, Bianca said that's right. I've had 3 job offers to move out of state, and I can feel things are shifting. Very good. Thank you so much, Bianca. That's really wonderful to hear. And you're very welcome. But Shawn Wilson, you've got some tricky energy. So sometimes people come into your experience just to trick you. Sometimes literally God, spirit, the universe puts tricky people in your life just so they can inspire you to do things that you wouldn't have otherwise done. And so, Bianca, I think you can do anything. I think that you could do that for sure. But I feel like somebody's trying to trick you, Shawn. And so I would be extra, have your guard up and make sure that you are aware that other people are trying to trick you. Don't let them get your goat or get an emotional or energetic response from you if that's not something that you want to do. So you don't have to respond to somebody just because they're being tricky or irritating. And so I hope that that is helpful, Shawn. Bianca, I schedule mine, and I'm sure that you can schedule it or just go live. It doesn't matter. But Lisa said that they would like a future reading. So let's go ahead. I'll pull a card for you, Lisa. And anybody else who's still watching this, if you would like a one card reading, feel free to comment. So here's one card for you, Lisa. I'm losing my voice here now. Okay, Lisa, you got the Hawk. And the Hawk is a message of things moving very quickly for you. So with this being the Lionsgate portal, with this being the new moon, I would suggest that things are going to start changing for you very quickly, and that you're going to get like a breakthrough, essentially. I feel like this breakthrough is coming. I'm going to say like between 5 and 7 days. So like probably less than a week. But this energy is going to either be like in the form of good news or in the form of a new connection. But energy is shifting definitely very rapidly for you. And I feel like it's going to come very shortly as well. So this, the Hawk is a message of very quick messages, very quick things changing for you. And so I would say, things are changing, but it's not going to be like, oh yeah, they'll change over the course of 18 months. Like you're going to experience that change very quickly and very soon as well. And so I think I'm going to do another reading, and I'm going to ask, what do we need to stay in alignment throughout all of this energy shift? What do we need to stay in alignment throughout all of this energy shift? So we got this rabbit. And we'll pull one more card. Haha, beautiful, beautiful. So this card reading, again, this is what do we need to feel that alignment with all of these big changing energies. And so the energy of the past is the rabbit. The rabbit is sometimes a message of self-sacrifice. So this is a message that in the past, we have not been as kind to ourselves as we should have. Sometimes in the past, we have helped other people before we've helped ourselves. And we have helped other people to our detriment. So what that means is sometimes we ignore our own needs because we feel guilty and we feel like we need to help other people. And so the rabbit sends us a divine message of rest, of now is the time of rest. When you give too much of yourself, when you feel disrespected, when you feel burnt out, the only way to clear that burnout feeling is to rest and is to get rejuvenated. So I strongly recommend that we continue to rest through all these energies. I do feel like this is going to be a really intense time period with the Lionsgate portal. We're also shifting new Tricania, so we're moving into a new 13-day energy period on August 12th. And that energy period is going to be all about setting boundaries, and people are going to test us in the next, time period, the next Tricania. People are going to actually, we've done all this work, we've done this shadow work, we've done this manifestation, we've done this integration, we've done some boundary setting, but people are going to come back into our experience and essentially test our boundaries. Like, have you really set those boundaries firm enough so that you can protect yourself? So rest right now and contemplate your boundaries. Right now, what we need right now is Tepeotl, the god of magic. So Tepeotl is the god of kind of like the Nawal, the magician, the trickster, the person who changes everything. I would say this is a strong indication that right now we do need magic. We need magic now more than ever. And so now is the time to tune into your own magic, however you do that, however you see fit, whether that is breathing, whether that is ritual bathing, whether that is holding a ceremonial fire. You need to tune into your own magic. Personally, I really like candle magic. That is something that is very helpful for me. And when I light a candle, I feel powerful and I feel very attracted to the flame. And so oftentimes, a very simple magic that I do is just lighting a flame, lighting a candle, and watching that candle burn. And as I watch that candle burn, I imagine my intentions and my energy going out into the universe, and that the flame is magnifying my thoughts and my vibration. But now we need magic. That's another way. That's another way that we can definitely engage with all these shifting energies. And then looking forward to the future, my friends, this is the deer. The deer is a message of wisdom, of healing, of longevity, of knowledge. So we know everything. We have all of the wisdom inside of our bodies. We have all of the wisdom inside of our DNAs, inside of our cells, and our energy body affects our physical body. So if you ever feel like you don't have the answers, tune into your energy body. A really good way to do that is to go sit outside, go sit barefoot in the grass, go let the sun be on your skin, go sit under the moonlight, go connect to the earth and feel the stillness of the earth, and let that stillness and that rejuvenating energy feel and fill your energy body, and let that provide you with answers. As these energy updates, as these cycles change, as the sun changes, we need to also change, and it will feel difficult. Right now, the world is changing, and we've got the pandemic, we've got all this crazy political energy, we've got all of this craziness surrounding us. But as all that is changing, I assure you, the sun is also changing. And so for our bodies to match up with everything that is going on, and to keep up essentially with all the changing and consciousness and changing in vibration, changing in energy, we have to connect to the earth. We have to connect to the rays of the sun. The sun is always transmitting what we need to know in order to upgrade our energy body. So make sure that you have a good practice where you sit in front of the sun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I very much appreciate you. If you'd like to book a reading with me, I've got links in the description for how to do that. And also, you can support me on Patreon. I'll offer you daily messages in exchange. Thank you very much, my friends. And I'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. for more intuitive messages. Bye.